people get on board with you being creative and, you know, trying to follow your dream and your passion. And then a year goes by and there's a little less interest in your circle. And then another year goes by and you're like maybe doubting yourself. Like, is this what I want to do?
Yeah.
And then like, usually a fucking dark hole comes, at least it did for me. And I'm like, is anybody listening? Like, am I just talking to myself out here?
Yeah.
Like, you know, but then I
Yeah.
realized
And then
I
you have
actually,
one day, and then you have one day where like everything switches and like you're on fucking top of the world.
one day it happens and you never know when it's going to. And you're like, dude, I actually love what I'm doing. And this is
Yeah.
so much fun. I don't care what anybody else thinks. And that moment when you stop giving a fuck about everybody else is when people start to get on that fucking ride with you, right?
Yeah. For sure. 100%.
You heard it here first, people.
It's true. I mean, it's the most true thing ever. You just got to not care what people think about you. And it's hard because like you're kind of in the limelight all the time
Yeah.
as being a public facing person.
Yeah.
And yeah, just gotta put yourself out there.
What do you think about that, Max? Like, that's a hot topic these days. I know Gasly made a pretty viral post about being like, I don't know how to put myself out there. I just want to make music, but you can't do that anymore. You have to make TikToks and make like, you know,
Yeah.
social media posts and all this stuff. And that can be hard for creatives because a lot of times the way they want to speak is through their music.
I mean, for me personally, I've never been great at social media. Still not really great at it. Like
Yeah.
my brain just like doesn't like work like that. I don't know. It's just like I can't like look at any situation and be like, oh, that's like a funny post, you know? Like I just like don't like yeah, I just like I'm just not really like that kind of person.
Yeah.
Um, so it's hard. It's a weird era we're in because most things now like even label like major labels like they won't sign or even look at music even if it's good. They'll like want to look at like how many followers you have
Oh, I hate that.
or like yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like kind of a bummer for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I wonder how we get out of that cycle. I feel like every now and then I see someone posting on Twitter or whatever, like Instagram like isn't gonna be around forever or like, it's
Yeah.
gonna die soon or whatever. But I
Oh,
hope I hope we go back and not like further into the fucking Black Mirror episode of like, you know, like just craziness, with social validation on
yeah.
Instagram and all, all this shit.
I know that the one where like you look at people and they have like a ranking or some shit like that. Is that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one you
yeah. On Black Mirror.
Yeah, that shit fucked me up, bro.
Yeah. What's it called? I think aren't they already doing this in China where it's like there's a social credit score or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. China, man.
Like, dude, that's so gnarly.
That is the exact word for
That's literal
it.
Black Mirror. Full blown Black Mirror.
It's fucked, man. Like
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like I'm someone who does put out a lot of content and it was really tough for me like again in the beginning days like everyone's self-conscious about their voice and like if you put yourself out there to the world like you know you said it, it's
Yeah.
easier said than done to just like not give a fuck but it's like
Yeah.
whew, like people
Yeah.
are seeing me and hearing me but
Yeah.
like
I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like this is my first like full blown like podcast that I've like really ever done.
that's awesome, bro. Have you been
Yeah,
enjoying
like
it
I
though?
don't What's that?
Have you been enjoying it though?
Oh, dude, I love it.
Not so
It's great.
bad.
Yeah. I'm just like for me, like I had never been great and I've always been kind of nervous with like putting myself out there and talking.
Yeah,
Um, and I've always been much better at like just being a studio guy and like,
sure.
being quiet and like honing my craft and, kind of not focusing on anything social
Mm-hmm.
at all. Apart from like real day life, I mean, social like Instagram and,
Right.
social media,
Right.
not social. Yeah. My social skills are okay, people. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
I was gonna say you're pretty easy to talk to, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but like social media has always been like this weird kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
It just feels everything's always felt forced for me.
Yeah. I
I
know a
don't
lot of
know.
people
I don't know
resonate
why.
with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. I mean, it's a whole other layer. That's honestly it. And really on that note, like I think because it's become so prevalent
Yeah.
and where you're at right now with music, like house music these days, man, and dance music culture, I feel like is the most open it's ever been. It's so collaborative. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be barriers to entry, right? But like during the pandemic, I doubled down on the podcast, bro, you know, and I was trying to introduce myself to people all over the world and just trying to, you know, grow my network, and everybody was open to it, right? Cuz like we
Yeah.
all got kind of tested with like, well, what are you really in this for, you know? And
Hmm.
like when you see collaborations with rappers and tech house producers and rock and roll and dubstep and shit, and like that has been happening, but now it's like people are like down to fucking just fucking
Yeah.
integrate, bro, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like, hey man,
That's the side of social media that's really cool.
exactly. That was my point.
All the
Exactly.
integration and like yeah, that's a really cool side of it. The social validation part is the hard part.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
then
hard.
it's like if you haven't made a post in like 3 days, it's like, oh my God, are you dead? You know, like shit like that.
Bro, you haven't had you don't have a story going every 24 hours, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. And
It's
then you feel like you're slacking if you're not posting enough too.
I know. I
It's
know.
kind of it's a crazy cycle. It's like it definitely fucks with your head for sure.
It fucks you head. Just know that you're not out there though, people. You're really not. You're not
Yeah.
alone. We're all trying to deal with this together. And I think one thing too, like we all deal with the comparison issue, right? Like, especially as a DJ, it's so easy to get jealous. In fact, you probably should get jealous in some ways because it might spark a fucking fire under your ass. But like we all compare ourselves to literally the 0.1% of people that are killing it on social media. And you're like, this guy DJs everywhere. He tours. Like this girl
Yeah.
got this gig because of that, right? It's like, dude, just do you.
Yeah,
Do fucking
100%.
you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how I feel about it, at least.
Yep. 100%. Tell me that's all you can do.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? And thanks for watching that video. You looking for more content now? I got your back. Go to my YouTube channel right now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you never miss any upcoming exclusive artist interviews, Sherman the Booth clips, new music, live sets, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything electronic music. Cheers.